Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. Anything I say is alleged in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me, free to subscribe to this channel, Anonymous Tea, free to subscribe to my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. Content is coming over there later today. Also, follow me on the Tickety Talk for 70-ish more days, Anonymous Tea Podcast. Follow me on the gram, on the Instagrammies at Anonymous Reality Tea. And as always, y'all, it is completely free to like, it is free to comment, it is free to share everywhere. This content so that it can get out there and get these likes and these views and all these things. So we got so whenever they drop these preview clips early, like on a Tuesday, y'all, it tells me either the ratings are about to come in at an all-time low, or Carlos King is trying to deflect from something that he said or didn't say on Mr. Mondays, right? And so nonetheless, we have an extended clip of the Kimmy versus Mel. And I just got to say this. The more of this clip that they play and that they leak, the less of it is actually anybody eating. Like they kept saying that Kimmy was dragging Mel and, and all these things. And it just looks really embarrassing if you ask me. And is Mel sitting on the right side of Carlos King by herself? Where is the rest of the cast? Like, I'm just confused at the setup of the stage. Can somebody confirm whether or not there is going to be anybody that is going to be seated next to Mel? Or is that just the camera angle for this particular segment? Because whatever they're attempting to do for this reunion, it's not working. So, basically, the scene is Mel's like, listen, when I brought up the topic of the lipstick conversation or whatever, it was because it was all over social media after the arrest, and it blew up. And, basically, Maurice is like, they make up stuff up all the time or whatever. And so Mel's like, listen, I asked questions. I never said it was actual and it was factual. It was popular. And then, they're all like, well, we don't care it was popular on social media or whatever. And then here's where Kimmy just lost it completely. Like, still, I'm trying to make it make sense. And she's up here like, well, what about when it was popular on social media and whatever you did to your bleep, whatever you did to your behind? We don't sit down every day and talk about whatever bad butt job you had. Nobody talked about that. Well, here's the thing, Kimmy. Nobody talked about it because it didn't happen. There was one person who was obsessed with Mel, and because Mel didn't give them, whatever attention or access they wanted, it was a full-on attack on her character, kind of like how y'all move, right? So nonetheless, then Kimmy goes into something about needing her to come to meetings with Martell and this and that. And then she's like, all right, and says the B word, I got you. And, and then made some offhand comment that she really didn't want to touch that man. But you give him every single other compliment in the world of how good of a man he is. And then, Mel's like, it wasn't that deep. She's like, it was a key moment. And then they pan to, Tisha with this weird look on her face. And shout out to Jay Taylor, man. Shout out to Jay Taylor, because he sees through the BS. And he said in the comments, he was like, Kim literally spoke about Mel in every scene. The bad butt job didn't land because Mel hasn't had any work done. That's why it was like, Mel didn't even match Kimmy's energy, because it was such a waste of time, y'all. It was such a waste of time. And so, nonetheless, even Bonnie Blue was in the comments and she was like, if it wasn't true, why are you this mad, Kimmy? I don't ever remember Mel coming at Kimmy like this when Kimmy wanted Mel to know, when she didn't agree with her name change. And Jay Taylor was like, that's what I want to know. And it's like, there's so many times Mel really could have had this type of energy for Kimmy, and it would have been warranted, because Kimmy has been out of order. She has been making shady comments about Mel since season 1, episode 1, when she was calling her the post queen, when she was calling her bougie, and all of these things. She has always made shady comments, but the moment Mel responds, the moment Mel for once gives in to the messiness, now it is, it's like we have to take Mel down. We have to assassinate her character. And I keep saying this until I'm blue in the face. I don't understand how a cancer survivor, you are going to come at somebody who was one of the few people who were there for you during your cancer ordeal, one of the few people there who wanted to do nice things for you while you were dealing with cancer. That tells me the true character about a person. None of this other foolishness. Is when you are at your lowest moment, who are going to be the people there that are going to be by your side? Who are going to be the people there that are going to pray for you, pray on you, uplift you, and all those things? Kimmy, you had cancer. And this is close to me because I had 2 close relatives that had breast cancer. So I understand the entire process and the toll that it takes on everybody. So you're talking from having multiple surgeries, having a port installed, right? You are, because that is where they have to administer the toxic chemo medications through, right? You are losing your hair. You go bald. The doctor is telling you literally you're going to need to go buy some wigs because you're about to be a bald lady. And then, depending on what stage of cancer you have, you might have to have a partial mastectomy, a full mastectomy. You may have to have a lumpectomy on top of it. You may have to have all of these things. And then on top of that, depending on your treatment regimen, you're going to have, radiation on top of that. On top of the chemo. Having the chemo first and then the radiation, or however the treatment plan is going to go. And then you're going to have rashes on your body where the radiation treatment was. Your body is going to be forever altered, is what I'm saying. And for you to try to come for somebody else on whether or not they did have any alterations to their body is gross. It is completely gross, Kimmy. Like, of all things to say about Mel, trying to throw an insult about plastic surgery made 0 sense. 0 sense. It had 0 to do. If I was a viewer and I didn't know all the social media stuff of it all, and I just only watched the show, and I saw this clip, I would immediately think to myself, well, man, maybe there was something to the lipstick rumors. Maybe Maurice did cheat. Just because of your overreaction to the point you're not sitting there and saying, you know what? I'm a registered nurse. I've seen all types of patients. I have seen patients whose family members who have been victims of drunk drivers. I've had patients who were drunk drivers themselves and had to get treatment in X, Y, and Z. I do not condone in any capacity of any drinking and driving or driving under any of the influence. I am pissed at my husband that he had the audacity to be out at all hours of the night. I am pissed that I had to get up the next day and I didn't know where my husband was, but maybe I wasn't shocked because it's a normal thing, because maybe we have an agreement that he can do him. But nonetheless, I still went to credit 1 because usually that's where it goes down. And he was nowhere to be found. So then I was at the grocery store, allegedly, and then that's when I got the call sometime in the afternoon he was arrested. And oh, by the way, just because it got dismissed on a technicality doesn't mean it didn't happen. You still very much were under the influence and then had the audacity to mock the arrest by popping bottles and celebrating and making a joke of it all, saying free Reese, as if it's a badge of honor to be arrested, you guys. But Kimmy, you've completely lost me in this foolishness of it all. It is so sad to me And more than anything else, because I can just see the hurt on Mel's face of just thinking of all the times that she really could have came at you. She really could have dragged you. She really could have cussed you out for a lot of things, for a lot of slick comments, a lot of messiness that you have said over the years and over the seasons. And Mel has kept it cute and mute with you and gave other people the energy. But she always had some level of respect for you, some level of decorum with you, and she's never gone gutter with you. And for you to do all of this over Maurice tells me everything I need to know about you. It is giving pick-me behavior. It is giving side chick behavior. It is giving I've waited all my life to be married to this man behavior, and nobody is going to say or do anything to take him down. What? This sounds completely and utterly insane. All of this for Maurice Scott, by the way. And Maurice to say that people can say anything on social media, but you sure were studying social media at one point to see who were the pro Scott channels and making a whole Funky Dineva Awards out of it all. Can you make it make sense? To try to pin different content creators against each other and specifically run certain content creators completely out of the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector altogether in hopes that that was going to balance the, balance the beam, if you will, of who's pro who and who's pro whatever. This cast refuses to accept that regardless of any fan base, there are just people who just flat out don't see it for y'all because they don't feel that you've been transparent. And this clip is a perfect example of taking no accountability. Mel is telling you to your face, none of this is this serious. None of this is this serious for you to be cussing me out over. Which is why I am not going to raise my voice at you about this, because this sounds crazy. And the butt job allegation sounds completely crazy. So nonetheless, you look like you're just screaming at anything just to stay on the show. Only for you to mail it in when if the show comes back anyways. But nonetheless, all of this looks stupid, Kimmy. And like I said, a real one who was there for you when you went through cancer, this is the thanks she gets. This is the treatment she gets. And you want to ignore how messy you have been this entire season as it pertains to Mel and Tel specifically. And you have the audacity to get on this reunion stage and partake in this level of tomfoolery. No, not on my watch. But see, this is light work because I know you're going to get dragged. I know people are going to pick you to pieces. But so many people, Kimmy, had empathy for you. They felt sorry for you, and they really wanted to pour into you and reach out to you about support, about breast cancer. And the storyline completely torpedoed itself into how much sex Maurice was getting. And it completely took away from everything. So nonetheless, this clip isn't giving what everybody wants it to give. That's why people are mad and creating all this fake drama because the clip didn't land. Carlos King always overhypes his reunions and it never lands. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.